I can't breathe.
Yeah, I know, these things suck. Whether it works or not, it doesn't matter because we still have to wear them. So there's no point in complaining about it, but we can learn how to breathe better with these things on. And that's what I hope to teach you today. Let's do this. So step number 1 is to quit complaining about it. Whether it works or not, it doesn't really matter because it's required by law, and it's also giving you or other people peace of mind that you have that on and you're proactively trying to help reduce the spread. So the more you're complaining about it, the more stress you're going to add onto your body. Hence, you're not going to breathe as well because you're always complaining that you can't breathe in it. So step number 2, instead of breathing into the nose, think that you're drawing air from your nose down into the lower belly. So if you're breathing into the nose, notice my nasal cavity is actually flattened and it's less air because you're putting so much pressure in the nose and the throat. But if you draw the air down from the nose to the lower belly, and instead of taking a huge breath, take smaller and full breaths. So breathe slow and breathe full without pulling air into the nose too much. So you're drawing air slowly down into the lower belly and control that pace. Step 3, double the length of your exhale versus the inhale. So if you're breathing in for a second, breathe out for 2 seconds. Breathe in, breathe out for 2 seconds. You can choose to whether breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, or in and out through the nose. Both of them work just as well. Step 4 is to take a reset of your breath every once in a while. So I know, especially if you have a stressful job working for hours at a time and your anxiety starts building up, take just 1 or 2 resets of the breath where you're breathing in slow into the low belly. Draw the air down to the stomach and slowly let that air out. Every once in a while, remind yourself to be able to draw the air down into the low belly. Exhale, and as you exhale, naturally just drop that shoulder down into the lower belly as well. So you're breathing, drawing air in, exhale, and simply just let the shoulders melt. You can take a bigger breath if you like, so you can actually breathe up. And then as you exhale, lower that shoulder and drop that tension all the way down to the lower belly in order to calm that nerve system down. So that's taking a reset every once in a while to calm your body, and then that allows you to default go back into the slower, more mindful breaths. Step 5 is to create as much space between the mask and your nose. It's not as efficient with the cloth mask, but these disposable masks work pretty well. If you see these bend in the middle at the top, if you start pulling it to the bridge of your nose at the top and pinching that as hard as you can, pushing it into your face, and open your mouth decently wide to stretch the bottom, when you let go, you actually feel like this pins into the face a little bit better, so it doesn't slide down the face as much when you're talking and all of that type of stuff. And what that does is that if it's higher up at the bridge of the nose, there's more space at the tip of your nose so that your nose isn't touching the front as much, and that will give you a little bit more room to breathe. And try to breathe in through your nose as much as possible, because if you're breathing through your mouth, the mask will tend to get pulled and get stuck onto your lips, and you won't be able to get as good of a breath. But if you breathe through your nose and you breathe slow and breathe low, then that won't pull as much. Your nostrils will stay open. And what's interesting about this is that the mask should actually help you breathe through your nose a little bit better, especially if you get blocked noses, because the humidity that comes out of your breath stays in here, and that heat and the humidity can keep your nasal passages open for a little bit more. So take that opportunity to keep breathing and reinforcing better breaths into your nose. And my final step is to actually, when you're breathing through your nose, keep the tongue at the roof of your mouth. Most of the times our tongue is just floating in mid-air, and it's harder for us to actually breathe in through the nose from there. So keep the tongue at the roof of your mouth while you're breathing slow, breathing low. And instead of sucking air in through the nose, try to think that you're drawing air from your nose down into the lower belly. Exhale, let the shoulders sink, and stop complaining about it, because it's just something that we gotta do. You might know this already, or you might not, but hopefully that gives you a little bit more of a mindful approach to breathing with the masks on. But also, when you don't need to wear the masks, you still need to do the same thing. Breathe slow, breathe low take the breath from the chest and drop it down into the lower belly and let your shoulders sink with it, and just try to chill out as much as you can. It's stressful times for everybody, and if you can manage this with your breath, things will absolutely get better. My name is Andy Shea from Movement Reborn. If you have any other questions, comments, concerns, please feel free to leave a comment below. Hopefully that's helpful in this situation. Like this video if it brought you some value. Subscribe if you feel like I deserve it. And I will see you in the next video. Peace!